Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all of my patrons. My name's Neil and it's time for the next episode of the Book of Boba Fett. I love what the show's doing so far, guys. It's filling in the blanks between the Sarlacc pit and when Boba reappears next in the Star Wars timeline at the side of a fallen Fennec Shand in The Mandalorian. Now, I'm sure the information is out there, but we don't know exactly how many years after Episode 6 The Mandalorian takes place. I don't know that, but it feels like a couple of years at least. So we do have this blank spot in Boba's timeline that we're starting to fill out. In these flashbacks, we get him being enslaved by the Tuscan Raiders. He's ingratiated himself to their leader at the end of last episode by saving the leader's child. We don't have any names yet. I don't know if we're ever going to get names of Tuscans just because we don't get subtitles and they don't speak basic. But it is fun to see more of the Tuscans. It humanized is the wrong word in the Star Wars language because, you know, these are alien races. These aren't humans. But we are getting a better sense of how their community and individual personalities and all the rest of it. And I think that's really cool. So I wonder how much more time we're going to spend with the Tuscans, whether all the flashbacks are on Tatooine with the Tuscans or whether there's more to it. And I also wonder what the balance of this episode is going to be between those Tuscan flashbacks and present day with Boba trying to consolidate power as the new crime boss on Tatooine. Looks like he's probably going to need to have a confrontation with the mayor soon, since the mayor's demanding tribute at this point. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to see where this goes. There's definitely still some bits from the trailers that I've seen that we have not yet seen, although a lot of them were in the premiere episode. So well-constructed trailers have most of those trailer beats in early episodes. So there's a blind spot. You don't know how far the series goes. You don't know what the end game is. And I really don't know what the end game is here. Is it just about him settling in on Jabba's throne and ruling the Tatooine underworld with respect? Is that the end game? Is that what he's aiming for, or will this go off the rails, go completely sideways, head in a completely different direction that none of us can foresee? I'm excited to find out. So let's jump into episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. Recap.
Fate sometimes steps in to rescue the wretched.
I think we're going to see these raiders again, that's for sure. And who are these guys in red? Do they work for the mayor, or are they somebody else? Entirely.
Fennec! Alive!
Yeah, she caught one of them at the end of last episode. This guy. If this isn't practical, it sure feels like it is. It's awesome. He's not gonna talk.
What are your orders? Speak, prisoner.
He is of the Order of the Night Wind.
Assassin for hire.
Very expensive.
Overpriced. You're paying for the name.
They fear no man.
Perhaps he fears the Rancor.
We've got the Rancor. Do we have a Rancor? That shouldn't be too surprising. The mayor's hired assassins to take out Boba. The Tribes of Tatooine. Okay. A lot of Trandoshans in town.
I regret to inform you the mayor is indisposed for the rest of the week, and this area here is restricted. Terribly sorry, Your Eminence.
Who is this who enters unannounced?
You know damn well who. Why did you send this man to assassinate me?
He's a member of the Order of the Night Wind. Thank you for turning him in. Give this man his reward.
I am not a bounty hunter.
Is that so? I've heard otherwise.
Yeah.
You should ask yourself, who really sent the night wind? I have no motive. As you said, I serve at your pleasure. Go to Garza's sanctuary. You'll see what I speak of.
Garza's sanctuary. We're going back to the cantina that we saw last episode.
You haven't heard. The twins have laid claim to their late cousin's bequest.
We got new huts coming. The twin huts, I guess. Is that them now? Are we gonna get new huts? Well, this is very Wild West, isn't it? Somebody's litter is coming. This is how you announce your presence.
Watch my back.
There we go. I love it. I love how the litter is just sagging under their weight.
The Espa ka jitik ujaba anka es chiji.
I don't care what your tablet says. This is Mos Espa, and I am Daimyo here.
Oh. Evil Wookiee? He's badass.
Daimindia Kilia Uba.
Your cousin Jabba is dead.
I don't think we know these two. They don't feel like they were the 5 huts that we saw back in the Clone Wars, but I might be wrong. Let me know.
Wiki Chesko Morishani.
I love the evil Wookiee. That's something we haven't seen before. He looks like a badass. I know I'm calling him evil Wookiee. He's not technically evil, but he's working for the bad guys.
Maybe it's settled.
You really think so?
Nope. No. Oh, time for flashbacks. Oh. Actually training him with the club. I'm sure there's a special name for these Tuscan clubs. Well, he's got this kind of four-edged blade on the bottom of his, like just a stabbing spike. That's kind of awesome. His is metal. Boba's is wood. Oh! What grabbed it? What was it? I thought it was one of the dogs for a moment, and something had grabbed it under the... Uh-oh. What is it? Is it... It doesn't look like... crate, but what is it? It's just on the surface. It's a train. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is so Wild West. They're just like buffalo hunters. Yeah, this is like the trains of the Old West where they just like shoot at buffalo and Indians as they went by. It's absolutely what this is. Somehow it's way worse than a monster worm under the sand. Look at all the dead. Brutal. Yeah, this really humanizes the Tuscans, doesn't it? Oh. Those are the raiders I think we saw at the moisture farm, right?
I will stop the train.
Huh. He's got a plan. Literally space bikers.
It's not
Using the rifle as a club, like, man. Yeah, that's how you break a rifle. I was about to say, man, that's a heavy-duty rifle, but... trash the bar too much. It's not the bar owner's fault. He came in, he beat them up, and what? He just wants their speeder bikes. Oh, he's taking them all. Interesting. What's the plan?
A gift for you.
Why are they just...
No! No! Stop!
Don't dismantle them.
Come on, stop! I will teach you how to ride.
So we're gonna get a bunch of Tuscans on speeder bikes. Fun? This is gonna be some comedy. Oh. Stop. Alright. Boba's Riding Academy. Oh. He drove over his friend. Oh! You need a training montage. Whoa. Oh. Oh. The Chiefs Club is badass. I like it. Oh, this is fun. This is basically great train robbery. I love it. A little bit of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid almost. Why not just hide instead of shooting back? Because it feels like every time the train goes, they're gonna lose a few people. Oh. Man, that's some good sniping. Hitting a target in a speeding train. Who are these guys? We haven't really seen them before. Nice. Oh, this is fun. Oh, these guys almost have Iron Man masks. Wow, just like that. Oh, engineer droid. Yeah, he can handle. Who are these guys? Oh wait, are these the I recognize these masks now. They look a little different in the Clone Wars. They're one of the crime families, aren't they? I'm blanking on their name right now.
Watch out!
Oh no. He's gonna get torched.
Stop the train!
Oh. Creepy little spider engineer droid. Well, it's gonna stop now. But it might blow up, too. Nice. That's a great looking shot. Why can't I... Oh, look, they're weapons.
Are you carrying spice?
What does spice look like?
Yeah.
This is not looking good for you. These sands are no longer free for you to pass. These people lay ancestral claim to the Dune Sea.
I wish I could remember their name. It's short and simple.
But will be killed.
By who?
You now travel under the protection of the Tuscans. No harm will come of you. Now go.
He's not a killer. What a waste. What a waste. Ah, what a frickin' waste. I know it's dramatic looking and all, but what a terrible waste of water. A lot of parallels between the Tuscan and the Fremen from Dune. What are we we got here?
A lizard.
He's a lizard guide?
Oh, let it guide me.
Oh my god. It lives inside him? Yeah, man, this is like... Did he throw spice in his face? I mean, we're really getting some strong parallels with Dune here. The big tree and the small tree. Oh, I like the... Are we seeing the seas of Camino? Are we... What are we seeing? It's like Jawa eyes in there. Yeah. Oh, this is a fascinating vision. What does it mean? I think we're going to have to end up back on Camino at some point during this series. But Camino's basically destroyed during the Bad Batch. So he actually did go wandering on his vision quest. And fascinating. Little mind lizard. What does it mean? What's the significance of the branch? Well, it's like he's become one of them, isn't it? Yeah, this is like ceremonial. This is really cool. I mean, the Tuscans have such this rich culture, and like they were so misunderstood in the movies. Well, they don't give him a mask though. Interesting. What's this? There's his branch. Oh, are we gonna turn it into his club? Yeah, we're turning it into his club. That's awesome. Oh, this is so cool. I love that they're showing the whole process. You know, this is like the kids making their lightsabers in Clone Wars. It's such, you know, you get to get that whole backstory of how these iconic weapons are created. Nice. Awesome. This is so cool. Huh. I think these might be the most fun end credits to sit through just because all the production art is awesome. It's so cool seeing, you know, like masterpiece art just being created to help the design team realize this world. And it's also cool seeing how the little things have changed from these initial concept art pieces to the end product. You know, like the lizard cage evolved from this little brass bird cage to that woven reed basket. I'm a little surprised at how much time we're spending in the flashbacks, but I'm loving it. I love how much we're learning about the Tuscans and seeing Boba's time with them and how he's become literally one of them by the end of this episode. You know, they've wrapped him in their clothes. He's gone on this mission that they've, this dream quest that they've sent him on. They've gifted him the gift of this guiding lizard, and he's found this branch which is turned into his Tuscan club. I think it's really cool. We're learning so much about that tribal culture that, you know, they've been such a misunderstood race, especially in the early Star Wars movies. They were just another dangerous reason that you couldn't go out into the Dune Sea. But I'm blown away. You know, it's weird. I recently reacted to Dune. It just came out this week on my channel. My reaction to it. I had never read the Dune books. I had never seen the 1980s movie. The 2021 version was the first time I'd been exposed to that universe, and the parallels are I'm sure they're widely acknowledged. I think George Lucas even admitted as much, that he borrowed heavily certain elements from Frank Herbert's book. The spice, the dune sea, like this desert planet. It's fascinating to see, especially when we're it almost literally looks the same, the spice. I wish I could remember the name of that crime family, because they're definitely one of the crime syndicates that we come across. We definitely come across them in Clone Wars, but I feel like we've seen them in the Bad Batch as well, and I'm just blanking. It'll come to me, or you guys will tell me in the comments, because Star Wars fans are the best that way. I really appreciate all the extra detail and information you guys give me. Like I've said in the past, I am not a Star Wars nerd. I have not studied this. I've watched a lot, and I love the universe, but I don't remember the names of every alien species and such. And I certainly haven't read Star Wars books and comics and played the video games and that sort of thing, and so there's definitely gaps in my Star Wars knowledge, so feel free to fill those gaps in. I appreciate it all, I really do. I like learning more about this universe because it's so fascinating. The present time parts of this episode were pretty limited. We find out that maybe the mayor, that first we find out that the mayor hired these assassins, the Assassins of the Night Wind, and then maybe he didn't, and then we meet the twin Hutts, who I don't think we've met before. They don't. I feel like the pairing of them is something new that I haven't seen before. I've certainly seen the I don't know what it was called, but like the Council of Hutts, the criminal council that I remember Zero and obviously Jabba, but I don't remember these two, and I don't think we got their names here. But maybe some of you know their names from other sources. Maybe they ring a bell. So yeah, we're up against a couple of Hutts now. So that's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I really liked seeing a bad guy Wookiee, for lack of a better word. Like, he's one of their one of the Hutts gladiators. I'm sure he'll be back. He looks like a formidable sub-boss at some point during this adventure. Are the Assassins of the Night Wind going to make a reappearance? I don't know. I'm part of me wants to see a lot more of the current timeline, but these flashbacks are so much fun. I wonder if this is going to remain the balance, or whether we're going to eventually get a lot more current timeline story. Nevertheless, it's a blast. It looks great. Obviously, a ton of this is CG, and the Mandalorian invented this in-camera technology that these ultra high density screens, ultra high res screens that basically replace what used to be done with green screen and blue screen in film production. And so I get that they can create photorealistic worlds that respond to camera movements and all the rest of it. Nevertheless, it looks amazing. Like what they've created, like the depth in some of this stuff. Like when he's walking through the city, and we see depth of buildings and depth of background extras, and you have to wonder how many of them are actually there, and how many of them are on these screens. The possibilities for this new filming technology blow me away, and I'm excited by the possibilities. And you can sort of, I imagine that they're pushing the bounds with each successive episode and learning what what this technology is capable of, and figuring out ways to push it and expand those capabilities as they go. It's really exciting stuff. I'm excited for more. It's weird because I do not know where this story is going. I know where Boba has to be a couple of years down the road in the flashbacks. We're getting glimpses of Kamino here and there, and I do wonder whether the story's going to take us there at some point before he comes back to Tatooine to find Fennec. But I also have no idea at all where the present day story is going, because we don't know what happens to Boba beyond this, I don't think. I think this is as deep into Boba's timeline as we've gone. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, we always thought he died in episode 6, and obviously The Mandalorian changed that, but now we are post-Mandalorian, and so what does that mean? You know, what is Boba's future? It's interesting watching new Star Wars material where so much of the recent new material in Star Wars has been filling in gaps. We get backstories, we learn, you know, what happened between this movie and this movie with this character, that sort of thing. And now we're kind of free to see what happens to Boba without any script armor. So I'm really, I kind of like that. You know, it's going into a story completely blind. I don't even know how many episodes this season is going to go. So I'm just psyched for every Wednesday when these come out. They're a ton of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying them too. And until next week, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.